Hello everyone! No worries, this is not going to be a slideshow. In this video I'm going to take a look at two knife siblings, the Spyderco Urban leaf blade in foliage green and the Urban Wharncliffe in safety orange. While Spyderco expanded the model range of the UK penknives quite significantly in 2010, the Urban is still only available in these two variants. But the UKPK and the Urban are from the same mold, so to speak. If you hold them side by side, the Urban looks like a scale model of the UKPK. This is the UKPK in safety orange, and this is the Urban. Just for the fun of it, let me compare the Urban leaf shape to my latest Spyderco acquisition, the Ambitious. As far as size and blade shape are concerned, both knives are comparable, but look at the differences. The blade and the handle of the Ambitious are wider and the belly is more pronounced. You could say both knives have totally different characters. The Urban is more like an elegant greyhound, whereas the Ambitious is a compact bulldog. Now let me give you the specs. And these specs are the same for both variants of the Urban. The overall length is 15.4 centimeters. The blade length is 6.5 centimeters. The cutting edge is 5.7 centimeters and the blade thickness is 3 millimeters. The weight comes in at 58 grams. As for the materials, both knife variants come with G10 handle scales, foliage green and safety orange. The blade steel is the well-known Japanese steel VG10. These materials and the fact that the Urban is produced in Seki City, Japan have their price, of course. Considering that these knives are slip joints, they are definitely on the pricey side. You can usually find them around $95. As for the handle, the G10 texture is not aggressive but still provides good traction. I have mid-size hands and I'm able to wrap all my fingers around the handle. If you have larger hands, you may find the handle too short, but other than that, the ergonomics are very comfortable for a knife of this size. The handle is a screw-together construction, so you are able to take the knife apart if you needed to do so, for example for cleaning purposes. Please note that there are no liners. The handle is made of two G10 scales and a back spring that goes all the way down. The handle comes with Spyderco's popular wire clip that rides fairly low. It can be changed from one side to the other, but it's tip up only. Now for the blades. Both blades come with the razor sharp full flat grind. Also notice that the spine of the blade gradually tapers towards the tip. Besides the different handle colors, the blade shape is the main difference between both Urban models. You could say that both blade shapes represent somewhat classical shapes in the history of knives. The Wharncliffe blade goes back to the early 19th century, and the leaf-shaped blade is what Spyderco made famous, among other features, of course. By the way, if you want to learn more about this particular shape, please watch my introductory video on Wharncliffe blades. I guess a discussion on which blade shape is better or more suited for certain tasks would be rather pointless. The Urban, no matter which blade shape, is clearly a gentleman's knife, and as such, it is not made for heavy-duty cutting tasks anyway. So whether you prefer a blade with a belly or a blade with a straight edge really comes down to personal taste. I imagine that for some people the color of the handle might be an even more important factor in the buying decision. By the way, if you own both Urban models, you can change the handle scales from one knife to the other. As I already mentioned, the Urban is a slip joint, like the bigger brother, the UKPK. The fact that there is no locking mechanism makes this knife interesting for countries like mine, where there are restrictive laws on knives. There is no locking mechanism, but there is a notch joint at the knife's pivot. These notches provide enough resistance for the 3 blade positions. Closed, half open, and fully open. The 90-degree position is a security feature, as well as this finger choil. If you place your index finger in this choil, it acts like a security mechanism. And for even more security, the Urban comes with jimping on the thumb ramp and jimping on the tang part of the choil. So what are my final thoughts on the Spyderco Urban? To be honest, I have some mixed feelings about it. I've owned both of them for quite a while, even before Spyderco released the very affordable FIN models of the UKPK. Now with the FIN UKPKs, it's hard to find a good reason for buying the relatively expensive Urban. Unless you really want the VG10 blade steel, the full flat grind and the G10 handle. Is the Urban less threatening than the UKPK? I'm not sure. I don't think that the UKPK is threatening at all, but in some social contexts this little difference in size may matter. Maybe the smaller size makes the Urban look a little more gentlemanly and a tad more elegant than the UKPK. In countries without those stupid knife laws, it's even more difficult to justify why someone should spend almost $100 on a slip joint. But if you appreciate the synthesis of a true gentleman's knife with a timelessly modern design and good value materials, then the Urban is the right choice for you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.